different setup today because my normal setup is a mess and invaded by people. Yep. What is up? What is good? How's it going? And welcome back to Books and Good Vibes. My name is Maya, and today we are going to discuss my TBR pile for the month of October. It is kind of ambitious for me because I am a very slow reader. Like, not like super slow, like it takes me a whole day to read like a page or nothing, but I get distracted very easily, and if I'm not like actively sitting down reading or listening to a book, it'll take me a while to get through it. So hopefully I get through at least 2 or 3 of these by the end of the month, but currently there are 5, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so the first book on this TBR is a reread that I've been doing, and I'm actually like halfway through it. I started it last month, and it is Cress by Marissa Meyer. So I'm not gonna tell you what this one is about because it's the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicle series, so spoilers. But basically this is a series of fairy tale retellings. It's basically a retelling story of like the different princesses of fairy tales, but in this futuristic setting where there's a plague and people living on the moon and the threat of galactic war and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. But yeah, check it out. It's really fun to read. And I'm currently in the middle of book 3. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna read is kind of like a spookier one that I've been waiting for to reread all year because I kind of want to read the second one, but I also don't really remember a lot that happened in this one, but I remember enjoying it. That one is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. And this one is the first in the Monsters of Verity duology. And it's basically about like, I don't quite know how to explain this one. I'm just gonna read you what it says on the back. It says, "There is no such thing as safe in the city full of monsters. Kate Harker wants to be as ruthless as her father to prove she's worthy to stand beside him and lead their city. August Flynn wants to be human, but he isn't. He's a monster, and one that can steal souls with a song, his own father's secret weapon." That's basically the whole thing. It follows those 2 characters and like how they like exist in this crazy city, in this world where monsters exist and can come to existence, and then like what happens when they meet. And I enjoyed it when I read it. It was very like atmospheric and creepy. I listened to like violin music in the background because like in the story August plays the violin, and it was so fun. It was so much fun, super creepy, and really just a good time. The 3rd book in this in this TBR video is the sequel to Dread Nation, which if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I think I posted on Instagram, but definitely on Twitter, I posted about how I finished the 1st book and loved it very much. It was so much fun to read. It is Deathless Divide by Justina Ireland, and I'm really excited about this one because, like I said, I just finished the 1st one, and so I'm excited. Hopefully I get to see who, if anyone, she ends up with, and also just get to see what happens with these characters because it kind of left off on a weird place, and I don't know what could happen in this. Hopefully nobody that I like dies because I'll be like devastated, but I guess we'll see. We will see. And Jane, love you, girl. Like, Catherine, like, love you even more. Like, the journey I went on with Catherine in the 1st book is crazy. I love her to the moon and back. Anywho, the 4th book on this TBR is not like a fiction book. It's kind of a nonfiction, more of like a how-to book. And it is Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody. And I have been meaning to buy this book for months, almost a year, I think, since I like found out about like the original Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. And I learned about it in school, and everyone was like, if you want to like pretty much perfect your art of writing scripts, you need to get Save the Cat and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm like, I don't really care to write for TV or film or anything like that. So do we have a book like that for writing writing novels, writing books? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then the more I was wondering, the more like YouTube came into play, and everyone was talking about Save the Cat. But then they started talking but then I found out about Save the Cat writes the novel. And I'm like, bro, that's perfect. It's literally exactly what I need. It's the exact thing that everyone says is perfect to help you craft your story, but it's specifically for the medium that I want. And so I was super excited, and I'm way too excited to read this. I've been holding out for this month because it's gonna be part of my like Preptober situation for NaNoWriMo. So let's hope I get through it. I could probably speed through it, but we'll see. And next up, we have Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. Now this one is a textbook that I got from, or not a textbook, but it's a book that we used as a textbook when I was in school before I graduated. And I've been meaning to read it because I didn't actually read it while I was in school. But I'm very interested in learning how to write for and understanding the craft and history behind comics. Like, I'm not an artist, not in the slightest. I cannot draw, but I would like to learn how to structure a comic, because I really there are stories that I want to write that I don't think would be best in a novel format, but I don't want to write them as like a show or a film, because those are very those are difficult in my opinion to make, a lot more difficult to make. But I feel like if I could write it as a graphic novel or a comic book, then then it's slightly less of a hassle in my opinion. I gotta read the book so I can learn, and then I gotta like do my more research. But I feel like if I'm gonna do something, I think graphic novels along with like my normal novel writing is where I would like to go. That's where this book comes into play. It talks about the history of writing comics, how the arts, like how things are broken up, the different terminology, and it's just super interesting. And it's written as a comic book, so like that's freaking extra, but super fun and cool, and I love it. So yeah, this is another one. So I'm realizing that I said that I only have 5 books on my TBR. That is incorrect. I have one more book. I don't own it yet. I mean, technically I own it, I pre-ordered it, but it's not here. It comes in on the 6th of October. All of you Percy Jackson fans know exactly what book I'm talking about right now. We are talking about The Tower of Nero, the last book in not only the Trials of Apollo series, but the last book in the entire Percy Jackson Chronicles, like the entire Half-Blood Chronicles universe. And I am equally super excited and devastated. But I didn't realize, like when I pre-ordered The Tower of Nero, that this was gonna be the last book in the entire Percy Jackson universe. Y'all, this series has been in my life since I was 12. I am 20 years old. That's 8 years of my existence that this series, this author, this world, this universe has been in my life and been one of my favorite reading related parts of my life. And so I'm a little emotional. I'm not ready to say goodbye to these characters. Like, so much has happened and I've watched them grow so much, and I feel like I've grown with them, and I don't want them to leave me. I don't want this. This is not what I signed up for, because like I'm excited that this book is coming out, but it's coming to a freaking end. And I'm not ready for the tears that are about to come. I don't know what my plan is. All I know is that as soon as I start reading that book, it's going to consume my entire life for the entire time that I'm reading it. And I'm gonna be sad. I don't want it to end, guys. I don't want this. I don't need this. I'm gonna have to go and read all the Rick Riordan Presents books, but it's not gonna be the same. please let me know if you feel my pain. I'm being dramatic, but also if you're here, you probably get it. This is where we are going to end the video. Thank you for listening and hearing about all the books that I plan to read this month. Hopefully I get through at least a couple of these. Leave down in the comments like what your TBR for this month is. Let me know if you're gonna read any of the same books that I am. If not, that's cool too. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, if you like seeing my pretty face, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see me again. And please share, tell your friends about Books and Good Vibes. I will see you guys next time.